this, how the segment is produced. Remember,
I was wondering, is it better that we describe, for example, consonantal sounds and then the vocalic, or you want us to do it
this is your presentation. If you want to take the consonants together and then the vowel, it's your choice. But for describing each segment, I'll probably take you back to one of the photographs you've taken from Laura or Sarah's presentations, or perhaps on your notes, when they talk about classification of consonants and those famous 7 questions that any sound should answer. Do you have that in mind? If you don't have the photograph, don't worry. Crittenden talks about that. Yes, those 7 questions are part of Crittenden. So basically, when we say describing each segment, yes, what we mean are, okay, those questions, those famous 7 questions that will give a complete description of a segment, yes? And that's a very good beginning, yes? You will take the concrete example there, yes? And use these words to talk about that, yes? Not any sound, yes, but use those sounds in there. And then, okay, you describe each segment. I write here 7 questions so that you remember all the information you have to give about the segment. And then, what about in that particular case? What can you say about the alveolar segment? Of course the segment is aspirated. So, after you describe each segment, you can continue by describing the allophonic variant in that particular word. Once you finish describing your allophonic variant, then what else?
You speak about the other allophonic variants.
And you expand. And for this expansion, and if you talk about other allophonic variants of voiceless plosives, where do you have the examples? On your notes. On your notes. Let me think. No, this is your presentation. And this is the part that you prepared, right? So it's not an example out of the blue. If you mention something on your presentation, remember that your presentation is basically descriptive. You describe and you exemplify. So you cannot miss, no me acuerdo ningún ejemplo. If you don't remember an example, don't mention that. Don't mention that. If you don't have an example, don't mention that. Mention something else that you remember an example. Yes, these are the tricks of speaking. These are the tricks of speaking, yes? But, okay, you describe the allophonic variant and expand. And then, to answer Victoria's question, Victoria asked whether to describe the 2 consonantal segments first and then to describe the vowel, or to describe them in order, first, second, and third. You can take any way you like. Yes. If we follow this order, now what do? We describe the diphthong. Yes. We describe the diphthong. Yes. And when we describe the diphthong, what is it that we are going to take into account? What can you mention about diphthongs?
Falling or raising.
Okay, but you gave me the name here at the very beginning, yes? You told me that that was the front, closing, falling diphthong. Front, narrow, closing, falling diphthong. Now, you gave me all that name at the very beginning. And now, what can you do in this part?